and welcome to the Salty Boys Podcast. Mr. Snakecock, you're coming with me.
So you know what the best way to have caviar is?
Off a stripper's ass.
You hear that, Shamish? I've robbed you of another young lass.
Oh, you motherfucker!
You join the party through Make-A-Wish.
The Salty Boys Podcast.
Always trim off the fatty bits at the beginning.
I mean, this is at least 3 legs of comedy right now.
I mean, we could just stick random excerpts at the back of the podcast again.
No. See, the intro is just going to be the sounds of AR over here eating his Big Mac.
Talking AR if you just did.
I will kick you out.
Don't fucking eat on.
Oh, that's fucking. I'm in the fucking lanes.
Is this someone having sex or eating a Big Mac?
My question is, what's the difference?
There's quite a bit, actually.
I threw down on a Wendy's Biggie Bag today, and I'm sure you couldn't tell the difference. I make the same noises, I'm sure.
The Big Mac is messier.
Wait, Wendy's Biggie Bag. What the hell is that?
The Wendy's Biggie Bag?
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
$5, double stack bacon cheeseburger, 4-piece chicken nuggets, small fries, medium drink.
Oh, it's the 5 for 4.
No, that's the 4 for 4.
Or 4 for 5, sorry.
There's a 4 for 4 deal.
Yes.
It's a little different.
Please stop. I was in school for 2 more years because of math.
Please stop. Stop, you're scaring the drummer.
Wait, don't drummers math?
They count to 4 a lot.
We got to 4. That's the highest. If we have any other divisions, it's just groupings of.
So you're saying you can't do 5, 6?
Can you roll a d12 for me? Roll
Yes.
a d12 twice.
D12.
Yeah, and tell me each number.
Or roll a d24 once.
11
And then divide it by 2.
and 8.
Ooh.
I have schizophrenia.
And then 8. Yeah. I'm sorry, you're dead.
Sounds like the campaign I want to run.
Actually,
Your character is Bruce Willis in The Sixth Sense.
Oops.
You've been dead this whole podcast.
That is such a spoiler. You gotta, cut that one out.
Is it still too soon when it's been 30 years?
Yes.
Yes.
And it's only been like 20.
I mean, people our age probably haven't seen it yet, so.
Well, that's because you haven't seen any movies.
Well, I'm not just talking about me here and projecting.
How long did it take you to rip my copy of The Big Lebowski and still not watch it?
You know, here's the funny
That's
thing
a
about
classic.
it is I ripped it within the first week.
And just held on to
You're
it.
speaking of ripping safety. Sorry about that, y'all.
Nice.
Doorknob.
No, he called safety.
Hey, so since we're actually recording now, because you said to hit record, I'm going to go on record and say, Simmons, please talk into the mic this podcast.
Oh, was I too far away last time?
You were in a different zip code.
Fine.
All right.
I need one more roll.
Okay.
Give me a D4 and a D. I think that's a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, just kidding. Yeah, well, yeah. Roll a D4 and a D10.
D4 and a D10. That is a 5 and a 2.
2.
5 is from the D4.
Okay.
He has a +1 to roll D4. That's a drummer trait.
Okay. I can work with that.
Oh, shit.
You have basically just sealed
I
your
was about to say,
fate.
do I have ass cancer? Is that it?
No. It's just something for later.
You join the party through Make-A-Wish.
Describe yourself except for the bald head.
God.
Wow, the whole Avengers are here?
Well, he is an elf, so, kind of looks like
That's
that
why he
anyways.
idolizes you guys. That's why you're showing Wow, I get to be on the adventure too.
Oh, man, it's the elf from the...
Where's Iron Man?
Kid from the bar.
Yes.
Oh god.
Need to have fucking what's that bitch's name? Diane Mizoda DM this session. Didn't she host Make-A-Wish for a while?
Is that? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
She was
was
that
it?
girl off of like G4 who did that cheat show, and then she did
Oh,
that
that's
stint
Kristen
on-
Holt. Or Kristen Adams now.
Oh, okay.
She did cheat.
You know what? I used to watch a lot of G4, but literally none of their
Was it the
minds,
Cops
like-
reruns or the American Ninja Warrior reruns?
Yes. Yeah, both.
She was a cop.
I remember American Ninja Warrior, but it was still good on G4.
Was it ever good?
Yes.
I mean, I didn't watch it because it was good.
it's on NBC.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I forgot.
Oh shit!
but it's the exact same announcer, so it's just fine.
I'm more about Attack of the Show.
I think I need a cantrip for my
cantrip?
boy.
Yeah. Do you have the spell book?
I don't have the spellbook. Well, I have a spellbook on me right. Wait a minute. Oh wait, no, I do have an app. I do have a spellbook app.
Yep.
All right. JP,
So-
work your magic. Find a cantrip.
While he's doing that, should we actually officially start this podcast, or should we just
Safety.
not do an intro this
Well,
time?
let's just dick around.
first of all,
no, we can do an
you
intro.
first.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Hi, guys.
I think of anyone that should have something. You should have something for this because
I
you
probably
are
should.
the DM here.
That's true.
I also can't say that very well, so
The day.
Okay, so yeah, you can just scroll through these and find something that makes sense. There's only like 6 of them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so
I'm 4 years old.
yeah, your app's a little bit different than what I use.
we might
Fucking iPhone.
have to put a disclaimer in later, and then I'm going to put it in front of this.
At some point, somebody just like yell as loud as possible, so you see the big clip, and that's when we know when to actually start. But then leave the scream in.
Should I do the stream that we did on Tough?
Yeah. So
I was gonna say on the tech podcast that I do on Sundays, as a gag, since we're recording over Discord and latency is absolutely a problem. All right, like, on the count of 3, everybody, 1, 2, 3, clap, and then it's like, all right, we're ready.
nice. So normally I'd start with a recap, but we can just listen to the podcast. So some of you guys might know more than I do about what happened last time. But
I just finished it on the way back here, so yeah.
yeah, what I do remember is that you guys had just gotten paid. Ada had said something about you guys had like earned your way at this point, that you've earned the worthiness to actually pursue this mission now. Some promises were made for the captain.
We also
private
established that
nature.
Simmons doesn't know what the captain's name is.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
yeah. I like it.
I just had to bring that up. It's not relevant, but
Yeah.
No, I'm running with it. He's just captain.
Does it bother Francis that people don't, or that he doesn't remember people's names? Like people that are close to him?
No, not at all.
Is he just not of the presence of mind to think
Well,
about that?
so that might be just my personality projecting onto the character.
I don't think Francis considers most other humanoid beings to be of the same
He's kind of
general type as him.
He's kind of one of those individuals that if you interact with him for an extended period of time, clearly we're friends. Mm-hmm. So he's a little trusting.
Okay.
So names don't really matter.
Okay. Yeah, it's like, I don't say your name often, so why do I have to remember it?
Yeah, and then like for you, it's easy because you're captain. So
Okay, yeah, that makes
Fair.
sense.
yeah, I'm not. He's never going to learn his name.
Pointing works really well on an audio-only podcast.
Oh, yeah, you're
It's
right.
really good.
One
yeah.
Punch Man.
I've noticed even when I would say like, "What do you think about that?" I'm like, "Who the fuck am I talking to?" And until somebody responds, I was like, "Oh yeah, now I know."
By the way, I just did a heel click.
Yeah,
It's true. I watched him do it.
That was
That was my heel click. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna cut right to the morning of, or like the next morning after you've come back with the foreman. A messenger brings information to the empty net where you guys are staying that the foreman is starting to make a slow recovery. He's staying at the temple in like the infirmary. There's a small ward there with like 4 to 6 beds. You've done a shift there. It's like when doctors are on call. There's a similar system with the temple. So you're not on call. You're kind of on like retainer to be an independent contractor for a little bit. It's been arranged. So you guys wake up in the empty net, and a messenger tells you the foreman is doing extremely well. Says, you guys are heroes, locally here, for bringing one of ours back. We're really excited to see what you can do with this house that's been a problem for so long. So the barkeeper boy in the corner is kind of like sweeping and like, shooting glances every now and then. And Nick, the messenger brings a letter for you.
For me.
Yeah, addressed to you.
Wow. Can Nick read? I never actually bothered to flesh that out yet.
It's up to you.
Well, he's a musician. Can't read sheet music, but I'll say he can read words.
You can read the lyrics. So you just kind of guesstimate where the notes are based on the lyrics. So, as is tradition, you open it up, and it's sheet music. Your mortal enemy.
It's my mortal enemy?
Yeah, your mortal enemy, sheet music.
Oh, wait, sorry. Okay, yes.
Can you
So
pass me
it's sheet
the
music.
handbook again?
Sure. It's a page of handwritten. It's a piece you're unfamiliar with.
Title? Or
No
just
title.
Sheet music.
Just like as if somebody ripped like the middle page out of some symphony or something.
All right. Well, this is interesting. I haven't read sheet music since grad school.
Okay, we just established that there is a music grad school.
Or he thinks there is, at least.
Yeah.
Graduated from half full
Or
school.
it's just a mail-in scam program.
the Trump Academy.
I was going to go with one of those online
University
schools.
of Phoenix.
Yeah.
But like a fantasy Phoenix.
University of Phoenix at Eberron. I
Yeah,
don't know.
University of Saltmarsh at
Hagerstown Business College.
All right, so it was addressed to me. There's no title on the sheet music. There's, I assume, no other papers in there. It's just that piece of sheet music.
just a
the only
piece of
thing
sheet
in there.
music.
Does it at least? Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to sit down and try to play it.
Okay, give me a performance check.
What would that be under?
Performance.
Yeah.
Oh,
That'd be under your charisma.
Under charisma. Yeah.
Not that type of performance.
oh, I do have +5. So.
Sexual performance.
-3.
Nick cannot.
All right, so you
read
play
sheet music.
Wonderwall again.
My guitars are too far away. I'm not gonna do it.
I mean, you just can't make it up. So, yeah, this is going to be something you have to work at. You're not able to just sight read on your own.
There's a sharp in the key signature. I'm stumped.
Yeah.
Key
signature.
I can only read in the key of C. What are sharps and flats?
Yeah.
And it was page 12 of
Who
the
put
sheet
this
music.
pound sign on the page?
Why is there a Twitter on my page? What do these hashtags mean?
It just gives you a really good idea for social media. It's fantasy social media.
Oh, boy.
What if everybody put like little pieces of paper with their thoughts on a board in the middle of town, and then everybody could see what they were thinking? Yeah, that's what you get as you're like kind of idly playing your instrument.
And I follow that thought up with, still must be coming down from those mushrooms.
Yeah, it might be impeding your ability to sight read. That's definitely got to be it.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we just gonna let me work at this until I figure it out, or?
Yeah, I'll say, Captain, you're awoken by the sound of somebody plucking out Wonderwall.
Robbed all those
I've been
good
attacked.
people for you to go to that fancy pants music school. And this is what you have to show for it? You smelly, stupid ogre.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Oh, God.
All right, so this awakens everyone else in the tavern.
I never said that last session, so I'm making up for it now.
Sure, yeah, that's pretty good. I appreciate it. So yeah, kind of today's when you got to go to the house. They kind of killed some of your time with the worthiness quest, sending you out to get the foreman. So you kind of got to get a move on.
All right. Well, the captain's in here, and oh wait, everyone slept in the bar last night, right?
Yeah, you guys are all together, just in different. parts
Correction.
of it.
I'm actually out in the alleyway again.
Right. Ask about that.
It's like, all right, everybody's here, and like the saloon doors are like swinging. He's like just left.
swinging from the shockwave of explosions.
Hey, has anybody seen Francis?
So real quick before somebody goes to wrangle Francis out of the alley doing his business, I would like to do a search for funny plant growth.
You find moss that has a vague resemblance to Big Nick's face, and you think that's hilarious.
I choose to smell it.
It smells nothing like Big Nick,
Better?
but it does remind you of your mother.
So it smells like
And now you're
ammonia.
sad.
So yes, I want to sample some of this and combine it with the gasoline-soaked moss from last time.
You
mother
burned
moss.
that. You burned the alcohol-soaked moss. That's
Oh,
how
no,
you got
no,
rid of the.
It was only part of it, I thought.
No, you burned it to
Oh,
get rid of
all
the
of
bugs.
it? Dang.
Yep.
Okay, so now I just have a pouch of
Your mother. In moss form.
Mom.
I mean, you can always encourage the captain to get into another fist fight with the barkeep and get more alcohol. So
That's true.
Yeah. That's been cleaned up. So that's good.
All right.
impressive.
Yes, I'm going to start walking back way back into the bar at this point.
Yeah.
So the little elf cabin boy dude, is he still mopping up?
Yeah, he's just supposed to like spend time cleaning up. So it looks like he's done most of his job. He's just like kind of spot cleaning here and
So
there.
the
with
captain
broom.
is a little, not mad, but disappointed because this little guy was supposed to come out to the woods with us.
Yeah.
And he kind of chicken shitted out.
Yes.
So Captain's going to kind of walk over to him. Like, he's going to sit down on the bar stool kind of next to him and goes, "Eh, you fancy a pint?"
No thanks, but I still got to work.
And he's kind of, he's not even,
He's not asking.
he's not even looking for Shamish right now. He's
Yeah.
like, he pours himself a pint and kind of downs it and goes, "Hey, that's all well and good. Pints are only for real men, not chicken shit little shites like yourself."
He's like, yeah. Like, look, sorry if I inconvenienced you, but I kind of realized I'm not cut out for it. I made it halfway there, and well, yeah, I was pretty sure I was just gonna die if I went out with you, so I figure I might as well clean up the bar instead. At least I'll be useful.
Now that doesn't sound like a real hero talking. That sounds like somebody holding you back.
Yeah.
Is this a heraldry you set for yourself or someone else is placed before you?
Well, I guess me. I don't want to die.
You ain't living till you've had the fear of death thrown in front of you, laddie.
At this point, Mock walks over and he says, "Fargus, leave the coward alone. Not everybody can be a real man."
Ah, damn.
At this point, Fargus doesn't get a chance to cooperate with Mock a whole lot, so he kind of like looks at him and flashes him a wink and goes, "Aye, for once we might be having an accord there, Mr. Mock."
I want some kind of persuasion check here, because I think you're trying to kind of inspire him. So I want to say persuasion, and then you're kind of intimidating him. But I think I know what your goal is. All right, I think you have similar goals.
Captain
here.
rolled a 6 on persuasion.
Okay.
9.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he's pretty cowardly, so he's not really being. Kind of you're kind of like goading him a little bit to like, you know, show something, like we're calling you like baby shit, like step up, dude, like what the hell, and he's just like not responded to it. Like the challenges to his like masculinity or anything apparently aren't working. Might be the mark of a barkeep boy who's been beaten down for a while. He works in a pretty shitty in like the shadier bar in town, so he's just kind of a passive
It is
personality.
the shady bar in town.
It
Let's
is
be
the-
real here.
I mean, there's 3 to choose from, so
But is there really a choice?
truly. It's not proven. So yeah, he takes his leave and like takes your empty mug and like cleans it out real quick and takes it back to the sink to wash it out.
So as he's walking away, Captain goes, "What's your name, cabin boy?"
I'm glad you asked.
As he reaches into his briefcase.
See, my mother bestowed this name upon me as a child, and I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
That's all right. I've got all day.
My name is Anton Aubergine.
Anton Aubergine. At this point, the captain kind of like.
My mom.
Mom?
She's pretty famous down at the docks.
Yes, I've met a lot of famous ladies down by the docks. You'll have to be a little more specific there.
Adelatha?
Yes, I've addled a couple lathas in my day.
Yeah, I've heard that one before, big boy.
Hey. What's Anton's last name?
Aubergine.
I'm gonna guess on that spelling. Albert.
It's French for eggplant.
Explains a lot.
Aubergine. Aubergine.
Aubergine. It used to be the finest of aubergines.
Tell you what, little eggplant baby. We're gonna be headed off here to this haunted manse here within the next couple of hours. If you've got a name to prove to yourself, you'll meet us there. At this point, the captain kind of pulls out a dagger that's seen a lot of wear and tear. He slides it down to him and goes, "I've got a lot of faith in you, lad.
Ooh.
Don't make me misplace it."
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Ooh, with advantage. I might roll more than a 6 this time, boys. That's a 13. 19.
Nice. Yeah. So, sort of emboldened by the dagger you've given him, his brow kind of frows and brow kind of furrows, and you see a look of resolve kind of pass over his face, and you think maybe you've gotten through. He sets his broom kind of behind him. Says, "Seamus, I'm going to get ready," and he leaves the bar.
You hear that, Seamus? I've robbed you of another young lass.
Oh, you motherfucker!
Real good last night there, Seamus McDonald.
Here we go again.
Tavern McDougal.
All right.
I didn't do much better.
Yeah, Seamus partied a little too hard when there's an event in Saltmarsh. Seamus drinks more than usual, and his age has not kept up with his liver. So, other way around, his liver's not kept up with his age. So yeah, he barely walks out the door, and you just deck him with one of the bar stools, just lay him flat out, and he's back to sleep.
Okay.
Laid you flatter than I laid your mother last night, Seamus.
Just laying on the floor.
Was that a 3-legged bar stool?
It's now a no-leg bar stool.
So is there anybody else in the bar aside from us at this point?
There's a few patrons, but they're all passed out.
They're all passed out?
They know that it's like your day to go to the house.
Yes. Okay, I want to find the cheapest bottle of spirits that I can find.
Sure.
And just take it.
You want to steal?
Yes.
Seamus is knocked out.
That's true.
He's unconscious.
It's true. Let's hope nobody's watching. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. That is an 8.
Okay. You don't think anybody saw.
Great.
Pay no attention to my typing.
I would say it was probably combined.
Yeah, it's if you're stealing from you said like the cheapest liquor, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you get like it's basically a grain alcohol used for mixing
Sweet.
and cleaning.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I stash it.
Okay, so you guys want to get started on this dispatch?
Can Big Nick take another roll to see if he's figured the sheet music out yet?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
This will be a long-term project.
So since we're headed, this is kind of a big job. Are there any have we been given any leads on any places we should be shopping at? Do we have any deals anywhere that we can go take advantage of before we?
A lot of this is unknown. Like the people of Saltmarsh are somewhat afraid to go to the house, which is why they've hired you to do it. So there are places you can prepare, but there's not really a way to expect the unexpected kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
But are there any shops open at all?
no,
Not
not today.
Dang.
Well, I guess we just got to get the fuck going,
I guess.
gentlemen.
I wanted a slingshot.
So, as you make your way, the road to the house winds through the rocky coastal terrain, often offering a view of the sea below. Low clouds press upon you, occasional patches of sunlight appear out over the water. A stiff wind blows in off the waves, carrying the briny stink of churning salt water. It's been raining since early this morning, so the ground is sort of slick. Every now and then you hear the crack of a lightning bolt. And before long, you see the silhouette of the house in its dilapidated state. And you see a lone figure flying a kite in the thunderstorm.
Ben?
To some of you, this figure is familiar, at least the profile of this person. It's a sea elf named Daffrin. Who first greets their old friend?
Mick Davern, Mick Ports, lad. How's that limp treating you?
So you're gonna notice that Daffrin just like gets very scared because he actually when he's alone, every now and again he decides that he wants to like cast a fog cloud around him just to like make himself feel a little bit safer, just to remind him of the sea. But that fog cloud has since dissipated. And actually, he's one of my spell slots too. But the from a while ago, so he turns out like, oh my goodness, is that you, Captain?
It is, lad.
It's still Captain, right?
Long story short, it's a complicated tale, lad.
Oh, it's so good to see. And then he's gonna stop dead and look over, and he's gonna look at He's gonna look at Simmons right now.
Francis is his character's
Francis,
name.
sorry. He's gonna look over at Francis and be like, Francis, hello.
Am I to be knowing you?
Yes.
Oh.
You stole my fishing rod.
At this point, Francis is just like thoroughly confused. He looks over at Nick for any sort of form of acknowledgement.
You steal so much stuff you don't even remember.
Okay.
Well, he's gonna be
You
like,
can't remember our names, so
He's gonna sit there for a second. He's like, I mean, no, you didn't steal it. I'm just really upset about it. We played cards when we were a little younger, or at least around the area, and I just figured that I would put up my best fishing rod, and you seem to have got it. Do you still have old Lucy with you?
I'm going to need to be getting back to you on that one. I am not to be recalling at the moment. I am to be remembering that I used it for something, and then I am to be believing that I stashed it somewhere. But I am not to be sure at the moment, so please bear with me.
It's like, I can do just this once then, you scoundrel.
Much appreciated.
But he's gonna look over again at the captain, and like give a nice hearty embrace.
Captain will oblige.
And as he's like, how are you guys standing? How are you guys standing where you are?
I'm generally looming in the back.
I imagine Mock's taking point. He's sort of the hardiest of our little crew.
Well, you took point by greeting me.
Hearty and hail.
I'm kind of hiding behind the
barkeep
captain.
boy doesn't accompany you.
So he kind of looks over, and he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to not acknowledge your friends. Who?" And then he's gonna take a look over at Big Nick. He's gonna be like, "Oh my." And he's also just like stunned silence at your grandeur as well. He's gonna take a kind of a look at Mock and just give a very like hearty regard. Like his eyes kind of get a little bit big, but then he's gonna quickly like avert his gaze because he's almost like he's just very intimidated to see you.
Mock looks back at him and just kind of raises an eyebrow and goes,
Well put.
So he's just gonna say, he's like, but I was out here flying my kite. Like, what can I do for you, gentlemen? What's happening here today?
We are about to become the heroes of Saltmarsh, lad. Would you
Volume
like to
2.
join our merry crew once more and serve your captain as you did before?
Hi, our merry crew.
Yeah, this is Eggplant Boy here.
Eggplant boy.
Yeah.
What's your name?
It's my tough new gang name.
He's earning his sea legs, lad, just as you did once before.
Sea legs. Well, I've since lost my sea legs. My boat ended up crashing, and now I've been kind of like marooned here for a little bit.
What a coincidence. I myself am a captain without a ship.
Ooh, and his eyes are gonna light up, and he's like, Captain, you know what this means? We can find a ship together.
That be
We
the
can
plan,
sail.
lad. That be the plan, lad.
And I can fish, and you can do your captain-y things, I guess.
That'll do.
He's gonna get the barkeep or the bar boy's gonna extend a nice little handshake. He's like, Daffrin Keen.
Yeah, he reaches out and shakes your hand too. Spindly handshake. It's kind of weak.
Oh well, he's like, well, that's a weak handshake you got there.
Watch
Like
out!
pasta.
I'm keen to cut you. I'm Eggplant Boy. I'm unpredictable.
Well, he's gonna kind of disregard it, be like, oh well, look at that, that's cute. And then he's gonna put his kite away because like, oh, I guess it's kind of storming. I should probably keep that and not worry about.
Why are you flying a kite?
I mean, I found it and I just figured it looked kind of fun.
Sounds kind of fishy.
He's gonna give a little chuckle at that. It's like, you're a little cool one, aren't you?
All right, Anton, the adult folks are talking. How about you just
Okay.
go guard the rear guard if you wouldn't mind.
How far is rear guard?
Just keep walking. Nick here will let you know when you've gone far enough.
He starts jogging around like there's like a little cliffside path, and he like disappears around the cliff.
He kind of like elbows the ogre like in his chin because that's about where he's at. He's like, don't let him walk off the edge there. Other than that, kind of let him just circle the perimeter.
You hear like an echoed voice. Am I far enough?
Nick cranes up, and I can barely just see him over the ledge because I'm 8 feet tall. So that'll do.
Cool.
Not loud enough for him to hear, by the way.
What? So this house you stand in front of, the decrepit house sits on the highest ground in the area. Around it, a stone wall has crumbled in many places, exposing the interior grounds. An ornate metal gate lies open at the end of the road, swaying slightly in the wind. Wild flora grows throughout the inner yard, but all the years cannot hide the evidence of a well-tended garden that once lay here. Near the house, the rotted wooden roof of a water well rises out of the tall grass.
So what do we know about the house? Like, what have we been told besides it's a haunted house?
Yeah, you've been told it's haunted. There are rumors of an alchemist that once stayed here. So there may be secrets within.
Are there any gravestones around the house?
No gravestones.
Okay.
Quick suggestion. I can't do it because I don't have proficiency, but before we step through the gate, we should probably check for Arcana.
Oh, I can do that.
No.
Okay.
So you can attempt anything, proficiency or not. So you tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you what kind of roll it is.
I want a history check.
Okay, well,
What? That's literally the opposite of what I just said.
Sorry, I want to know more about the house.
Yes. You may make a history check.
1.
The house eats you.
You know
It's a
that
house.
this house was used in the hit movie Gladiator.
And Mock loves Gladiator. That's what
a
inspired
fighting-
him.
Explains a lot.
No, you've heard rumors about this house for years, but they've always differed. They're always tall tales,
So Mock looks around at everybody and said, I think it's a house.
So
generally house shaped.
At this point, Daffrin's gonna put his hand on Mock's shoulder real quick, like as a reassuring thing, like as he knows it's a house, but he's also gonna cast guidance on you.
All right.
So that gives you a D4 to add to any ability check you make.
Nice.
Mock grabs his hand, twists it behind his back.
First lesson.
Don't touch me.
He's just gonna like sit there like, sorry. He's gonna try to wiggle away for a second.
And then just let's go.
So Francis is curious to know if there's any enchanted items or flora or fauna around the area.
There's nothing to indicate that there would be any magic on the outside of the house.
Okay, I want to find some funny plants.
You can find some funny plants. As I said, there's evidence of a well-tended garden.
Mm-hmm.
You can head that way if you like.
Wait,
Wait.
I want to do one thing. I heard no magic, but I didn't hear any booby traps.
You look around for Give me a perception check. You look around for things like bear traps. You look for pitfall traps, deadfall traps.
Oh, good lord, I'm -3. 15 minus 3, 12.
You do not find any like bear traps like laid out in the open. for you to
Okay,
step
I
on.
just don't have a good feeling about walking into the barrier that is the house.
Yeah.
So I'm less uncomfortable now.
I can tell you more about the wall. The stone wall is 6 feet tall, more or less encloses the garden. It's partially collapsed. Access to any part of the garden is pretty simple, even if you don't want to enter through the main
Well, because
gate.
the wall goes around the entire property, right? And then the gate's the only way in.
No.
Oh, okay.
The stone wall is just around the
garden.
interior grounds, which includes the garden.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I thought it was
That's
like.
okay.
That's why I was like so worried about Arcana and booby traps because I thought it was like the perimeter of the property.
That's okay.
Also, what is the house made out of? Is it a wooden house or is it a stone house?
It's a brick.
House.
Straw.
God
It's-
damn it.
Actually, since Daffrin has been here for a little bit, would I have noticed anything at all, or would that be any kind of?
I was gonna say you're flying your kite.
For the past 5 years.
Though I do like that nobody asked why he was flying the kite, except for that stupid kid. So the house is like plaster,
Okay.
and in some places where the plaster has like fallen out, you can see that it's got like wood on the inside.
Okay, sure,
like
sure.
wood slats.
Okay, so immediately Francis wants to make a beeline towards the garden.
Okay.
But you did say it was well tended, so I would say
In the past.
I'm sorry.
Not now. It was in the past. It was
Oh,
well
right.
tended.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
so
all overgrown.
It is overgrown.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to dig through the garden and find anything that looks peculiar.
Okay. What you find are a few broken gardening tools. You find a tangle of weeds. There's a single rose bush, sort of near the gate, that has overgrown parts of the wall. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
That is an 18.
18, very nice. You can tell that that something large has made its burrow in the rose bush.
Okay, so upon that observation, I'm going to take a couple of the broken tools.
Okay.
Yeah, just the scrap metal, I assume. And then I'm going to run back to the captain and say, Captain, I am to
Before
have
you
been...
make it, give me a
Okay.
perception check.
Sure. A 24. That was a crit.
Okay, that's pretty good because as you're gathering things, you see a pair of beady eyes stepping closer and closer to you. Let's roll initiative.
From the pit?
Shit.
Oh, boy.
It's a nat 20.
Dang.
I
I got a 3.
I have 9.
At 16.
Captain has a 22.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have a -2 modifier to my init.
Oh yeah, Daffrin has a 12 then with a -2.
Shoot.
What page do I find that on?
It should be on the first page. So I got a 22. Who had the next highest?
I had a 12.
12.
16.
Davrin. Is Davrin Davren?
Daffron.
Daffron. Like saffron.
Yeah.
What did
Who
Anton
after
roll?
12?
on his
Daffron
initiative?
City from the famous game Pokemon Shield.
The
What?
hit. The hit.
Saffron
new
City
IP.
from the first game. It was a pun. I was making a joke.
3 was
Thanks, I heard that in the mic.
Yeah, I know.
what was your number?
16.
16. And then I'm missing Big Nick.
7.
7. Well, Captain, you're up first.
All right.
You hear a war squeal from the bushes and a yelp of surprise from Francis.
All right. Captain is going to cautiously make his way over towards said squeal.
Yeah, you move closer and you can see that something is about to ambush Francis out of the bushes. You can't tell quite what just yet.
Can we take a pot shot at it with my short bow?
Yeah, you can shoot blindly. It'll be a disadvantage because it has cover, and you're not really sure what you're shooting at. But
For sure.
go and roll 2d20s.
Mostly we're just trying to scare it out.
Yeah.
This would have been a good time to have some more ball bearings.
All right. That's a big number. That's a 24, I think.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay, so 24 was my lowest
24
roll.
and 25, yeah.
Or my lowest roll, rather.
Right, yeah. So you definitely hit something. You hear like a yelp in surprise. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Cool. D6 plus 2. That is a 6.
6. All right. Mock, you're up.
I'm gonna try and stab the shit out of it with my longsword.
Okay.
And you don't know what it is yet. Awesome.
Yeah, so to like run over and get in melee range, you'll have to like vault the wall, trudge through the rose bush, and then stab in.
Keep
you
in
can
mind,
do it.
You
Does-
have that guidance as well.
You do, yeah.
I have another question. Is he like running past? He's got to run past us to make this happen, right?
So in order for him to do it, he has to like leap over the wall.
Yeah, so
like,
he's
leap
in.
through a hole
He'll
in the
be
wall.
leaping in there where I'm at.
All right. So I feel like
Can I cast Sacred Flame on it?
You, I think so.
It's
Yeah,
60 foot.
yeah.
We'll,
do you need like visual contact?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like heavily obscured in the bush right now because it hasn't like jumped out to make
Can I
it.
set the bush on fire?
Wait,
You can attempt to
are
set
you
the bush on fire.
are you playing
Sacred
Mock
Flame
or
is-
Francis?
Mock.
Dude, I'm all about this.
So Sacred Flame is one of my least favorite spells because it does radiant damage and not fire damage.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I
So
can
it should be called
light
like
the
Sacred
bush
Light or
up.
something. Yeah. You can light it with the power of angels and prayer.
And friendship.
Which is magic.
Let's light up the bush.
So it actually doesn't even. Okay, I can like rule cool this. Yeah. What's your save DC?
Spell DC?
Yes.
14.
You sort of like focus and try to concentrate your like storm energy, your war energy into like coalescing and like causing harm to this creature, but you're unable to like find exactly where it is. So I feel like whatever it is able to resist it just because you aren't able to like form that connection. However, what jumps out is a giant weasel. One jumps out and attempts to attack Francis. Does a 9 hit Francis?
Let's find out.
Oh, it does.
It does, yes.
Okay. He does 7 damage.
Ouch. Oh, that hurts.
Wow.
That's the big oof.
It sure is.
3 more sets of eyes peer out of the bush, looking at Francis hungrily.
Oh, great.
Next is Daffrin.
So Daffrin, he keeps a spear on him. He keeps a spear and a trident on his back.
Keep that thing on him.
But his main weapon is actually a mace that he has.
Okay.
And like kind of a beaten up shield. But he's going to take the spear out and see if he can throw it at that big weasel that just attacked Francis.
Yeah, now that it's jumped out, it no longer has cover, so go ahead and throw it.
Oh man, that's a 9.
9 does not hit.
Well, do you have a bonus?
I have a well, I guess a 11 then
Are you using strength?
to throw it.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay. 11 also does not hit.
Oh,
And you still
would
suck.
that be strength or dex?
Strength.
Okay,
Because it's a
never mind then.
melee thrown
Oh,
weapon.
my fault. I didn't have a modifier. Never mind. 9.
okay.
Doesn't hit either way.
Yeah. Next is Francis.
Okay.
Or no, I'm sorry, Big Nick.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm probably last here.
Yeah.
I'm fairly useless at combat, so I'm gonna play this little. You're gonna have to give me permission.
You gotta be a little more creative.
Can I scare the shit out of it?
You
I'm just
can-
gonna yell at it and make it go away
Yeah,
with my
you can-
massive bonus to intimidation.
Yeah. Go ahead and like you move into position. You you get big, you start strumming away, making loud noise.
I also only have 5 HP, so I don't want to really get involved in combat right now.
I love it. Yeah, go ahead and roll your intimidation.
That's a D20, right?
Yes.
What is that?
That is a...
That is a 15.
Wait, don't you have a bonus to that?
It's already integrated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you get big, you act scary, and you think that you have stricken fear into this weasel, into this giant weasel, man-sized weasel. This is the part where you run away.
That's what I say to it.
Okay, yeah. Francis, you're up.
Okay, yeah. So at this point, I am in panic. So I think immediately what I'm going to end up doing is going for the big firebolt.
Okay, so what you see happen is Big Nick like runs up, like trying to scare this creature, and after it's taken like a big chunk out of you, it's kind of like squared up, its hackles like stand up, a big stripe running down its back has stood up, and it's like backing off a little bit.
Like a cat doing the thriller.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
so I am not aiming at it. I'm aiming in front of it
towards the bush.
just to try to scare it off.
Okay,
Do you want me to roll anything for that?
that's a cantrip, right?
It is.
We'll call it you are helping. It sounds like you're helping Big Nick intimidate.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So you'll roll an intimidate with advantage if you do that. If you do intimidate next turn.
Okay.
Okay, Captain, you're back up.
All right, tell the captain what he's looking at again. We've got like one sort of scared weasel, and then we've got three
more.
eyes.
Yeah, 3 more big weasels hanging out in there.
All right, can I use my bonus action to call for Eggplant Boy?
Yeah, you can just talk freely.
Eggplant Boy, time to earn your keep.
Yeah,
poor
he's standing
kid.
there. I'll roll him into initiative. Times mock. I will put him under. Okay. Formerly known as Eggplant. Okay. What would you like to do now?
All right,
Seems like Big Nick is being pretty successful at scaring off this one, and the 3 have not jumped out.
yeah, so Captain's going to take another pot shot at one of the ones in cover.
Okay.
So is that with disadvantage again?
It is, yeah.
That's cool. All right, so whew, that's really bad. All right, that's a 4-8.
Okay.
That's a
then
nat 20.
Yeah, disadvantage.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, you like start to have like a perfect shot, but then like Nick's like kind of scaring it. It like jumps back, and so you don't have a gun. What do you have? Short bow.
Yeah.
Short bow. Yeah. So you're taking aim and loose the arrow, and then it like strikes the ground near it, and it like jumps and like hisses and realizes you're now the threat. Mock, you're up.
I'm gonna get as close as I can and still try and stab it.
Okay. Yeah. You rush forward and try to stab it. Go ahead. Roll a d20 plus your 2-hit modifier.
Is it the one under longsword?
Yes.
15.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. Go ahead and roll your d6 or d8.
8 plus 1. 2.
2 damage.
And then I'm going to use a bonus action to attack again.
Bonus actions are they have like specific things. So
It's a war priest. Level 1 trait.
ooh,
You get as many as your wisdom modifier
holy shit, that's really cool.
before
I like
a
that.
long rest.
Hell yeah.
So
Forgive
I
my
get
ignorance.
4.
Forgive my ignorance of the true faith.
No.
I like stabbing things.
Yeah, do it again. Do that same thing.
5.
Yeah, the second one, the drowned god is not with you on that one.
Oh, you fucker.
What is happening with the microphone? Okay.
That's what I was telling you.
You can tighten down what I told you not to tighten down.
It's a ghost ship.
It takes a moment.
Other
No.
way.
Other way.
Other way.
It actually goes down.
There we go. Thank you.
Quality audio.
Yeah.
I could hear the.
I'm sorry. So yeah,
You want some grapefruit?
you stab down, and this weasel's looking real fucked up. Eggplant boy. No. He rushes forward and says, "This one's mine!" And like stabs near the ground and just kind of trips over himself. Moved away from the mic. Trips over himself. The weasel strikes back at him and hits him.
Instantly killing him.
No, doing minimum damage,
Wow.
which is exactly what he needed to not die.
And the story's over at this point.
His heroic epic is over. The three other weasels seeing their compadre in pain will jump out. One is jumping at Francis as he's close. One is jumping at Big Nick as he's close, and one is jumping at Mock. Francis, first one, 8 plus 13.
You hit him.
Anything more than a 1.
5 damage.
To me?
Yeah.
Oh,
A still breeze can hit Francis.
yeah.
Big Nick, a 10.
How do I know if that hit?
Armor
It's
class.
armor
Oh,
class.
I'm 8. Does that
okay.
hit?
Yeah. Does 6 damage.
I'm dead.
He's
So-
knocked out.
You
right?
go to knocked out. And we'll get to that in just a second.
So
And Mock.
reduce your health to 0.
9.
No.
All right.
How do I have a higher AC than all of you?
What's yours?
I'm 13.
Damn, I'm 10.
Okay. So, as discussed before, in lieu of death saves, we're going to do the Oracle of the Death dice.
Shit.
So, Big Nick, if you'll make a Constitution save for me.
D20, right?
Yes.
Yep.
On that bottom left of your Oh,
Yeah.
you got it.
And
Yeah.
then it's just a save is +1.
You're a half orc, aren't you?
Yes.
One of your racial abilities is that when you drop to 0 hit points once per day, you can instead drop to 1.
Oh, okay. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
We're going to save the save.
Just to prevent you from being beheaded. So, what I was about to jump into is we have an optional rule called Oracle of the Death dice, and this will be a little more brutal combat.
There we go. Sorry. The app was being confusing.
No worries. Daffrin,
So, seeing
all 4 of these weasels have jumped out, and they are like, they're ready to fuck shit up.
Okay. So seeing that his 2 friends just got beat, well, not 2 of his friends. He's gonna run over to Big Nick and he's gonna cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay.
So as I get a 1d8 plus 3 for me, and you are gonna get 9 health back,
Nice.
Mr. Big
I
Nick.
now have 11 health.
Send it to heal.
Oh. I almost gave myself 11 damage.
Totally dead.
Outright.
Oh, okay.
Weasel
My max
TPK.
HP is 9 anyway, so.
So
There
you're-
you go.
Perfect.
So
He's
you're
back to
nice.
his jolly old self.
He was gonna kind of touch you and be like, "Come on, get up. We're not done yet. We can do this."
Yeah. I just stand back up, battlefield style.
Nice.
Just like a syringe, and now I'm
So,
fine.
I mean, you're a half orc, or as the captain says, an ogre. You're
You can't tell the difference.
Your layers are extremely tough, so it takes more to bring you down than a normal person. So you're quite hardy. Did Francis go down as well?
No, he still has 4 health
Still has
left.
4? Okay.
How does he have 4
so
health left?
me getting knocked out takes my turn then?
I took one
No.
one
You're-
hit
you're
and
okay.
that's 2
Okay.
hits.
That's a
Daffrin's
tough little
turn.
guy.
Well, he just healed me.
Oh,
I
you
heal.
healed him. That's right.
I'll go again if you want. I can do something else too.
But Big Nick, it is your turn.
Okay, so I have a bonus to the intimidation still, right?
You have
Yes.
advantage on
Okay.
intimidation.
And we're going to do that again because it's the only skill I'm really good at besides performance. I mean, I could just sing him a song, but I don't think it's going to help.
Also, I am going for dramatic effect with this one since I know he's coming in. So big fire.
It's a big fire. Okay, so we're doing 1d20 for performance, or intimidation, rather.
Yep. And roll it twice.
Is it 9? I rolled twice?
Yeah, advantage,
advantage.
lets you take the highest
Oh,
of the
okay.
two.
Gotcha. And that is 18 plus 5.
I was gonna say it's a little more difficult this time, given that you're showing like efforts to kill these things. However, They appear to be once again scared and maybe moving away back into the bushes.
Probably because I dropped my pants.
Okay. so I guess as he stepped forward with that, the visual I was going for is I lit the ground on fire on either side of him. So just these big fireballs,
little pillars of flame.
little pillars of fire just came up on either side of him. Basically, what I was intending to do at the bar that one night.
It's the show. I'm so happy.
Just do the show.
Yeah, basically.
This is the intro. Like,
I'm in panic mode. I got to put on the show.
Yeah. It just goes on autopilot.
Okay, so I guess that being said, now that we got a nice little fireball, I'm going to now attempt to poison spray through the pillar of fire that I have created in order to go for a flamethrower style poof of fire to hopefully scare them off.
Okay, but the intention you're giving another assist to the intimidation check.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you going to roll your own intimidation?
Yeah. No. I know. This is me trying to do like a flamethrower kind of thing.
Okay. With
So-
the just to be clear, with the intent of giving him
No. I'm trying to intimidate at this
okay.
point.
Yeah. Then go ahead and roll intimidation.
Yes. That is an 8.
Okay. You're not sure if it worked. You're not on the up and up with weasel body language.
Fair. And also in character.
Words I did not think I was going to say today.
Is it smiling at me or is it baring its teeth?
Oh, it's so happy. Look at it. They're all smiling.
Is it corny?
Lust. It's clearly lust.
Not sponsored by the way.
Captain.
Truly not.
All right. Captain is probably within poking distance of the first one he pegged with the arrow, right?
Yeah.
All right, he's going to try and poke at this one with his rapier.
Okay.
Rapier, I hardly know her.
That's 21.
Yeah, you're going to hit. Roll your damage.
Sweet. There it is. God, rapier is so busted early game.
It's pretty good.
Except when I roll like that, that's a 4.
4. You stab it in the vitals, and it ceases to live. The other 3, again, hiss, and their former like fear, fight or flight. They were kind of moving towards flight. Now they're back towards fight. They're ready. They're
sorry,
ready
guys.
for you.
Fuck that up.
Mock, you're up as well. You're kind of in the front lines.
Mock yells aloud. May the entrails of your enemy adorn your necks, and Procan lead us to victory. And cast Bless.
All right. Who's your target for Bless?
It's going to be me, the captain, and, well, me.
Okay. So you and the captain.
We'll just go ahead and give it to Big Nick because he looks scary.
I like it.
I've been doing just fine without your imaginary friends blessing there. Scoreboard says I'm beating you right now, Mark.
All right, and then bonus action attack,
All right.
which takes me down one more. So it's D20 plus a 1D4.
17 plus 3 plus whatever.
23.
else you got. Yeah, you're going to hit. Go and roll your damage.
A metric fuck ton is what he rolled.
That's pretty good.
10.
Holy sh!
Do
Yeah,
I
you-
split it in half?
You kill one. Well done.
And then can I wear its entrails?
The entrails
Bonus
are
action
wearing
to
you.
gut.
No, yeah. So like you swing your sword like a golf club, and it just sprays the dilapidated wall with just gore and
Get in your home,
slicks the ground.
intestines.
Yeah. Welcome to your new home, the wall.
Oh god.
Captain
so
gets a couple of flashbacks from a couple of early tangles with Mock and kind of like steps back a little bit.
At this point, like the game freezes and Sarah McLachlan comes out.
Millions of weasels are killed every year by being left
You
out
could
in the
have
cold.
prevented this.
No donation begging. It's just you could have prevented.
Smokey the Bear. the barkeep boy, Eggplant Man.
Eggplant
boy. He'll become Eggplant Man in the next arc if he survives. Have at ye, knave, and tries to stab with his dagger
Oh, that's
with
who
an
I should
18. Okay.
Cast bless on.
Ooh, he's trying. Okay. Oh, this might be bad. So you attack. You killed one. You killed one. He attempted to attack one. So there's one weasel attacking Eggplant Boy. There's one weasel attacking Mock. Eggplant Boy gets tagged. Mock does not.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no!
So Eggplant Boy, once he like stabs towards the weasel, his arm goes a little too far. He stabs the dagger you gave him into the ground, and he looks up at this man-sized weasel as it bites his wrist and shakes, and his hand goes flying off with the dagger still holding it. It grabs onto the stump and starts to drag him back into the bush.
We can't allow that.
Oh, fuck.
Davrin.
I'm torn. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Remember when I met you, Port?
Yeah, just the horrible screams of Barky.
So at this point, he was thinking about he was gonna run over to Francis and give him a heal, but upon seeing this boy, he just can't let that go because it brought back flashbacks. His dad was when he was fishing with him. His dad actually got drug off,
Attacked by a weasel?
not a weasel. No, just like any
By a
animal.
sea weasel.
Ocean weasels. If he just sees like anything being dragged, he's like no, and because it just reminds him of his poor little daddy. So he's gonna take
Parental
his
issues.
fucking mace out, and he's just gonna run up and try to slam this thing just to try and get it off his just to try and get off that boy.
Yeah.
So his mace that gets a +2, a 10.
10 does not hit. So, so it's dragging the boy. You have to like push through the rose bushes and undergrowth, and like you swing down, but the blow is like lessened by the amount of like vines and thorns you have to get through. Big Nick.
You've been blessed,
I'm
by the way.
What does the bless do?
You roll a d4 and add that to your attack.
Oh, okay. Well, see, Nick was saying that the hubbub and commotion of the fight has really, the intimidation has gone. So I was going to actually pull
It's kind of broken down.
so he's the weasel with Eggplant Boy is in the bushes now. So
Yeah.
I don't think a short bow is the right choice. I would think that a short sword would be a better choice in this instance.
Yeah, if you want to like trudge into the thorns
So a
and
dagger.
vines,
Right. Right.
you can use either. Either will work.
Right. But I get a 1d6 for the short sword, so I'm going to do that.
Okay.
And then I get the bless, which is a d4.
Yes.
Additional damage, yeah.
Okay.
No. 2 attack.
Right.
So 1d20 to hit, right?
Yep. And then you add a D4 to that result.
Oh, that's for the attack. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the attack modifier? That +4 is for attack, right?
Yep.
Okay, so then I have a 16.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay, and then damage is 1d6 + 2. 8.
Nice.
Dang.
Max damage.
Well, 6 + 2, so 8.
12.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Very nearly. So yeah, you hack at this this weasel with like a well-timed. Your short sword's like a machete, basically. Like you hack through the vines and thorns and like cleanly like cut the weasel, and it yelps in pain and drops the boy and starts to like scurry off into the underbrush. The boy is like laying there grabbing his stump of an arm, just my hand, just screaming bloody murder. But as the last weasel scampers off, sort of the garden grows quiet again as the boy screams turn to like whimpering and like trying to figure out what to do with his stump. Is anybody a doctor?
Can I roll to look for his severed hand?
Yeah, roll
Can I cast
perception.
mend on his hand?
Sorry.
You gotta get that Harry Potter bone
I
grow
cast
juice.
prestidigitation on his hand.
I cast a mage hand on his hand. This is what it would look like if you had a hand right now.
So that's a 2 minus 3.
Yeah. You do find it. It's on the edge of the cliff. And then you like, oh, got it. And then you accidentally like boot it off the cliff.
So
But you got the dagger.
I was gonna say, did you save the fucking dagger?
We got the dagger.
I feel like that's sentimental.
All right, so I've got the dagger in my possession, and I walk over back to the. Did anyone see me find his hand?
I'm going to say no.
Okay, good. So I walk back over to the group and say, "Well, I can't find the hand, but I found the dagger.
But I was still holding on to it. How's that possible?
I can't find the hand, bud."
What's the rules for resting and whatnot for like spell retrievals?
So long rests get you everything back. And that's like 8 hours of like resting, eating, sitting around the campfire, that kind of thing. Short rest is an hour. And I think everybody but wizards get their spell slots back on short rests. I don't know why they decided to do that rules wise for wizards. It's in the player's
Yeah,
handbook.
there's got to be some way to get that stuff back.
At 18th level or 20th level, wizards get Arcane Recovery, which lets them regain X amount of spell slots on a short rest.
When
which
you're a god, you can
everybody
do this.
gets. It's silly.
So yeah, well, I haven't cast any spells yet, so we'll approach that hurdle when we get there.
So can I grab his bloody stump and cast Cure Wounds on it?
Yeah, you'll be able to seal it and stabilize him by doing that. Yeah.
Oh, we're out of combat now, yeah?
We are, yeah.
You
Oh,
are, yeah.
okay, cool.
So.
This kid got fucked.
Yeah. So
See, I actually have this visual that after the stump gets healed up, he just takes the dagger and just like ties it to the stump.
I'm actually, can I use my last spell slot to do Cure Wounds on
Francis.
Francis over there?
Sure.
Oh, I appreciate you.
Yeah. Do you want to
Yeah.
roll your cure wounds?
Oh,
Yeah, I'll give you a D8
that?
plus 3
It's a D8
7
plus.
for you.
something.
Thank you, guy.
Are you back to full health?
No,
Oh, you're 14?
it's like 14 or 16.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. No, that's better than 4.
Better
Weasels,
than 9.
man.
I mean, good lord.
It's okay,
Not
buddy.
even breaking double digits on health.
I'm sorry.
Well, I appreciate you. You did a good job healing me. I just
Dude,
didn't do a good job being
dude,
able to live.
You actually made a
alive.
great choice playing a half orc with low health because you can absolutely take advantage of that that trait.
what's the spellcasting ability modifier?
That is your wisdom modifier.
I gotta be honest. I put no thought into like combat playing this character. It was just for the lulz.
Yeah. So
8.
if you fancy a short rest, you could probably swing a short rest outside of the house as long as you're not in the garden.
I'm definitely gonna want that.
I think
I'm
we
okay
all
with
are.
that, yeah.
I'm unopposed as long as I can find some sticks to sleep under.
You said an hour,
For
right?
1 hour.
It's about an hour. Yeah.
Okay, and that gets, you said spell slots back?
It gets you spell slots. It gets you. You can spend hit dice to recover. So at level 2, you have 2 hit dice, which is what you roll for your class's health. Like when you level up, you can roll those, and whatever you roll on that, you recover that amount of health.
Wait, we're level 1 still, right?
No, we're level 2.
Oh, nobody's
Oh,
totally dead.
I never leveled up.
Yeah.
Neil.
I thought I.
You definitely did. We've said it 3
Well,
times.
no. That was only directly addressed to us.
Wah, wah.
Well,
Let's take a quick break on recording, and we'll do some housekeeping.
Well, I think there's a couple people waiting to take a pee break, so this is a good time to break anyways.
All right.
Beer.
Oh, no.
Please press the space bar.
No, I mean it's not even a funny story. No, so Corbin has a chef friend. He used to work at like a 1 Michelin star restaurant or whatever, and 2.
Shit.
Yeah.
Both of them.
No.
Tire company.
Both.
Yeah, like
tire plant.
like that's an extra $100 on top of your bill right there. But yeah, he came over and he was cooking food with another friend of his and Corbin, and he brought home this tub of caviar, and I'd never had caviar before. He's like, "Well, okay, so you know what the best way to have caviar is?"
Off a stripper's ass.
Yes.
Yes.
But the second best is the sour cream and onion Pringles. It was actually delicious.
I fuck with that.
Yeah, honestly, like
That sounds like something the president would do.
No, you put on a Big
My
Mac.
friend Dirty Al.
he worked, yeah, I worked at a 2-star Michelin restaurant. You gotta eat this caviar with Pringles. All right, dude. But no,
It was right next to the 2-star Firestone
I straight up
restaurant.
I 100% believe you, but I prefer to believe that it was this homeless guy.
well, I mean, honestly, with his pay, he might as well be homeless at some
Is
point.
this fish eggs or just something he found at the side of the street?
Both of them.
It's road caviar.
Spider eggs.
It's the rarest kind.
From a raccoon.
It's right. It's raking caviar.
Holy fuck, Rakins.
Trash behind us.
Jesus Christ. Shall we, gentlemen?
Yeah, I think so.
We shall.
We have already shelled, actually.
It's true.
I started recording halfway through Simmons'
And
story.
now you've broken immersion.
What?
Immersion.
Hey, you're the reason why I wanted SIDS to exist.
Okay, so real quick question before we get going: is everybody at level 2 now?
I'm at level 2, yes.
Yes.
Because I bought the app and had no problem buying the
Are
app.
you level 2 now? Fuck Google. And I guess my next question is: short
by
rest.
Google.
Do we heal up?
You can choose to spend your hit dice on a short rest. You have 2 because you're level 2.
Okay.
You can then roll those hit dice to see how many hit points you gain back.
Okay. I think I'm gonna hold off and just suck up my 11 health for the time being.
All right. So you guys have like taken a quick breather outside of the garden in front of the house.
Captain is gonna check up on Eggplant Boy, check on that how his paw's doing, or
Yeah.
lack thereof.
He spent the time attempting to like bind his own wound. He did a pretty decent job. I mean, spending time at the bar, lots of people get like cut on like the glass bottles, or somebody gets a bottle broken over their head. So he knows how to wrap a wound all right, and it looks like he's not bleeding. Probably won't get infected. Hopefully.
All right, so the captain's gonna like kneel down to him, kind of like put a little hand on his shoulder, and goes, "How was your first scrape, lad?"
Am I a hero now?
The captain kind of like he didn't say any. He lets his face do more of the talking, but he's got a smirk that he can't really like hide at all. So the captain takes out. What does he take out? He takes out 14 gold coins.
Wow.
Pops it in the kid's pocket, kind of like gives him a couple of pats, and goes, "I want you to call that in advance, there, lad. I want you to run on down to Prime Water's estate. Tell him the captain sent you. He'll know who's talking. He'll be able to set your stump up there with something a little bit nice. Tell him to start addressing you as the emissary of the heroes of Saltmarsh. You'll find yourself vacating your work as a lowly barkeep there very shortly."
He stands up straight and with a left-handed salute.
Captain will allow it.
Oh,
All things considered.
Says, "Aye, aye, Captain," and spins on his heels, and he starts off in a like sort of easy jog down the cliff face.
As he's running, Dafford's going to look over and be like, "You're a hero to me!"
That's adorable.
And that's how you get CPS off our arses.
he tripped.
All right.
Hey, quick question.
Quick answer.
The
Shark.
one
Quick
HP, the 1 HP trick. It says resets with resting. That's a full rest, right? A long rest.
Long rest.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's once per long rest.
Right, because it specifically says once before resting, you drop to 1 HP instead of 0.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a long rest.
Next time you sleep, like in the evening, you'll be able to do that.
So next time I die, I actually die.
You'll go into. We'll
The
do
death.
our death dice
Right.
thing.
So
Just
based
don't
on
get
my
hit.
luck, I will actually die.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, at least you have some more health to deal with now.
All right. So that
Yes,
will
that does
You're
help
welcome.
quite significantly.
get rid of my favor with Prime Water here. But
You stand before the haunted house of Saltmarsh. And before you is your quarry, the building itself. What do you want to do?
I would like to kind of like take a look around and like gauge the surroundings of it.
Sure.
What would I need to do for that?
Roll d20. Perception check.
That is a 16.
So the house has 3 stories, more like 2.5. It's a very small attic up top, but you can tell that there's the ground floor, there's the second floor, and then there's a small attic space. The way that the house is built looks like it has solid bones. So a house like this may have a basement. There's no indication at this moment that you can see. There's no like cellar access or anything like that. But the door sort of hangs kind of loosely. It's closed, but I mean, you can see in patches like the wall kind of crumbling away. There's an entire map in the book. I'm just gonna kind of talk about the rooms as you move through them.
What are we looking at in terms of points of entry?
The front door. There is a path that goes around the side that you can sort of peek around if you'd like.
So before we even go back inside, when the weasels or the remaining weasel or two retreated, did they go back into their burrow, or did they run away?
They went like deep into their burrow.
Okay, yeah. So obviously, I am not going to be investigating the garden anymore.
Okay.
So I guess at this point, I'm going to have some entertainment, and I'm going to take some of the spirits that I collected earlier, and I'm going to pour them all over the moss that I collected in the alley.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
All right. I have flammable moss again.
Yeah.
So the captain, he recalls the talk about a philosopher's stone,
Yes.
sort of being sort of a not I don't know. What does the captain know about the philosopher's stone? Has he heard any legends about it on his seafaring adventures, or?
I think there was a previous roll, but since I
we
can't
went
remember
through the whole thing about like proficiency with stonework, and you were like, no.
Oh yeah.
But then you were like, okay, go for it, and he still rolled like a 2 or something.
Well, my proficiency.
So let's see if you remember anything new. So yeah, go ahead and make a history check. Cool.
That was it. My
focus
history.
philosopher's
I think
stone.
my history modifier is 0, and anything about stonework it's doubled. So 0 times
Does
2.
Is still 0.
Yeah, that's what happened. And
But just you wait until it's a +1,
Oh boy.
and then it'll be a +2.
all right, that is a 12.
All right. So you know philosopher's stones just by a cursory glance, or just by a cursory rumor. So overheard somebody talking about like a stone that can turn anything into gold. That's pretty much it. It's like, oh, that sounds great. Oh, what would you do with it if you had what would you turn to gold
Gotcha,
first?
gotcha.
And that was the sailor's story.
So his perception's more of like an alchemy kind of sense.
Yeah, it sounds like some sort of alchemical, like magic item kind of thing.
Would he and Daffrin have talked about that before? Maybe as like childhood buddies?
It's up to you.
Maybe not. Probably.
It's probably as a just being a mountain dwarf, the captain's always had a fascination with rocks, just on a passive glance, just because of the nature of where he was brought up.
Clarf energy.
I was gonna say probably not like
Big
Clarf.
Clarf energy.
Yeah, whereas Clarf, the legendary Clarf, legends have passed down years
Hero
and
of
years
rocks.
yeah. So nothing as far as like Clarf is concerned. Whereas Clarf was like all about rocks. The captain's sort of a passive observer. It's like, oh yeah, rocks. The captain's more interested in what people pay for rocks. So that's why he's sort of seen stars with this philosopher's stone. He's heard a lot of stories passed about it, but never he had a chance to like actually get his hands on one.
Oh, well, I guess Daffrin wouldn't have known about that then.
It's okay. If you'd like to see if you know more,
Sure. What would I roll?
go and make a history check.
Man, same roll like 5 times roll. That would be a 14.
14. Similar. You're a fisherman, so a lot of the stories revolved around, like, what would you do if you had, 100 gold, which, like, a few years ago was like an infinite amount of money, basically. And so that's when somebody would bring up, it's like, well, if you had a philosopher's stone, you basically would. And then somebody said something like, what do you mean? And then it was explained like, yeah, if you had a philosopher's stone, you could turn anything into gold, any object. So that's your knowledge of it.
Cool. Well, based on my like cursory glance around the building, I was like, well, I mean, the house looks like it has good bones. We should probably, I guess we could walk in if you guys want to.
Okay, so Big Nick, just like before we went into the garden, I am very apprehensive about everything going on here.
Yeah.
I don't trust anything. I think there's arcana stuff going on here, and there's probably booby traps. So the first thing I'm going to do, because that's the way my brain works, and my brain being Big Nick's brain, is I'm going to smell to see if anything smells weird.
Make a perception check.
Like in the doorway.
With disadvantage.
Ooh, with disadvantage.
And you're combating your own stench as well, so like
That's the disadvantage.
More like you're kind of like robbing yourself of some senses to focus on your scent.
Sorry, that's perception.
Yes.
And
Batman Begins
how does
shit.
disadvantage work?
Roll 2 d20s.
You take the lowest roll.
And take the lowest. Okay. That was a nat 20.
So you got to roll
So
again.
you just got to roll an at 20 again.
Simple
and
as
you're
that.
good.
And a
And
nat
then
one.
I'm never going to make you roll disadvantage for scent again.
And a 7. Minus 3, so that's a 4.
Okay,
Oh,
so
boy.
Oh my god.
you catch a strong whiff of like musty, damp wall, like soggy plaster.
Great, so it smells like old vinyl, basically.
Yeah. Oh, it's bad. But it just smells like old house.
Nice. Cool. So I got my smell down. Now I'm going to ask one of the mage-inclined folks in the group to do an arcana check for me.
Okay. On what? Like what about
The entranceway. See if there's any runes or booby traps.
The door hangs loosely off of the hinges. There's nothing to indicate that there's magic.
Cool. So
Cap's
we're not
just
going
gonna
to
walk in.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, I'm gonna be right
not
behind.
going to die walking in the door. I'm happy with that.
I'm gonna be right behind Mock again.
Mock looks at the captain and says, "Lead on, captain," and then just walks through the door.
You guys all like shoulder to shoulder, like try to walk through the door at once, like it's stuck in the, and then like you pop out into the entranceway.
Poke a couple of their eyes with my hands. He like blocks it with the
Oh, so you're Curly.
Wise guys.
The front door opens onto a musty, dirty entrance hall. To your left, a corridor leads into the west wing of the house. The walls are bare, and bits of smashed furniture lie upon the floor. Ahead of you, another corridor leads toward the rear of the house. A staircase on the eastern wall climbs to the next story, reaching it at a balcony that overlooks the entrance along its north and west sides.
Daffrin's just gonna start making a beeline for the stairs to go up.
Okay. The stairs appear safe to climb. It's funny that Wizards of the Coast says that even before you go. Through the balcony rail, though the balcony rail is broken in several places. Under the stairs at the north end of the hall, a third corridor leads east. So you have stairs that go up. You have a corridor forward, corridor left, and corridor right. So you head up the stairs immediately, where you see... it's a balcony that overlooks the entryway, and there is on the second floor a corridor that leads right, corridor that leads left, corridor that leads forward. Give me a perception check while you're up there.
That is an 18.
Okay. You see a key in the eastern hallway to your right. As soon as you come up there,
Okay.
as soon as you come up the stairs, you kind of like look left, look right, and when you look right, you see a key, sort of just down that hallway.
I'm gonna touch
like on the floor?
myself, and I'm going to like mutter something like at a low whisper and cast guidance on
Okay.
myself, and then I'm gonna walk towards that key.
Okay, you do. You get to the key. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna take the key.
Yeah, you pick up the key. It's just a small brass key. You kind of like look around again, and you had a pretty good perception check. You see that it probably fits the lock to one of these doors, assuming that the same locksmith installed all the locks. So right now, where you picked up the key, you're in front of the easternmost room on the second floor. So
Okay, so I went right.
you went
Okay.
all the way right, and so you're at that door.
I'm gonna shout to my compatriots like, guys, I found a key. and then I'm going to start walking towards the west corridor.
Okay. As you take like 2 steps, you hear, "Hello?" From behind you.
I'm going to stop for a second.
Collaborate and listen.
Hammer time.
And I'm going to turn around for a second. And then I'm going to act like I didn't hear that.
Okay.
And then Daffrin's just going to keep walking towards the west corridor.
Take like 2 more steps. Is someone there? Hello?
And at that point, is it would the captain be within earshot if I tried to whisper loudly to him?
You'd have to walk all the way to the balcony and then like, "Hey, Captain."
Ah, okay. I'm going to turn around slowly and be like, "Who said that?"
"Hello? Is someone out there?"
He's going to like take a couple steps forward back into the corridor again. I'm hearing it from the eastern corridor, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
the easternmost. That
It's gonna be
door
like-
that you picked the key up.
Okay, he's going to be like, there is someone here. Who goes there? Who goes there?
"Hello? I can't really hear you."
He's gonna be like, fuck it. Okay, so he's gonna like put his hands over. He's like, hello, and then he's gonna shout pretty loudly.
"I can hear you."
And he's gonna drop the stick. He's gonna walk back in the corridor. Can I like pinpoint like where the sounds come or like?
Yeah, so the door, so where you picked up the key, the door right there, so the easternmost room, that's where the voice is coming from.
All right, I'm going to kick the door open. Well, first, hold on. Let me preface this. I'm gonna be like, I'm going to kick the door.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
All right, let me find my athletics again. Okay. I got a 4.
Yeah, you kick the door and goes, and that's it. That's all that happened. You just kick the door real hard. Was that it?
I could try again, but it might not work. Let me try one more time.
I think the door's locked.
Well, let me try one more time. Can I take my mace out this time and like?
Trying to break the door in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna make you roll to hit, but give me an athletics check. Yeah, just give me an athletics check.
All right.
I just want to see how well you do.
Okay, this was a 13.
Okay, yeah. You like bash the door in, and then you like reach around and then like undo the lock.
Do I cup the balls as well?
Yeah. You like bust like a nut.
Shit, this one's gonna have to be explicit now.
You break through a hole in the door and reach your hand through and undo the lock, and then it opens. I have a little thing to read for this.
At some point, you should bother to see if that key fits the lock of the door.
That
look,
key is
I
in
can
my
lock the
butt
door.
already.
In the south,
His bag of holding.
I mean, you're not wrong.
in the southeast corner of this decayed bedroom lies a man. He is alive, though bound. He is clad only in undergarments and appears to have no weapons or equipment. He had a gag that he had since spit out. Hello? Were you the one that was out there?
Yes, that's me. Who are you and what are you doing in here?
My name's Ned.
Ned Flanders.
Oakley dokley.
My name's Ned Snakeshaft.
The naked man's name is Snake Shaft.
Is it really that in the book? Come on.
I swear to God.
Jesus, my name is Daffrin Thickcock.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Thickcock.
Oh, wizards, we love you.
Think you could fancy untying me?
Before I do, I'm sorry. We just had a really weird run, and this house is just giving me really creepy vibes. Can I just ask, like, how did you get here before I untie you? I'm sorry.
Well, I was kidnapped. I'm a merchant from Seaton, which, you know, Seaton is the largest city outside of Saltmarsh. It's sort of like a county seat. It's not quite a capital, but it's bigger than Saltmarsh. And so, like, when people, like, city folk are usually from Seaton.
You could say it's
City
the
folk just don't get it.
You could
Farmers
say
only
you could say it's the county Seaton.
There you go.
I'm leaving now.
So he said, he tells you he was traveling from Seaton to Saltmarsh, and he stopped here because he wasn't going to quite make it because of the storm. He hoped to eventually find work in Saltmarsh as an adventurer. He entered through the back door and had only reached the kitchen when he was attacked. He didn't see who attacked him, but he awoke a couple hours ago, and then he heard you.
Could I run does that seem like on the up and up for...
You can make an insight check to see if he's lying.
that would be a 14.
Damn. It seems plausible. Like Seaton isn't quite on the way. Like he would have had to go like south of Saltmarsh and then back up to get to where you are now. Like you're south of Saltmarsh and Seaton is north. So it's like, how did you? So you could ask something like that.
Okay, so he's going to sit there for a second. He's like, well, Ned, I'm also I just kind of got roped into the adventure thing. I ran into some old friends, and I was wondering because Seaton's not really close to where we are. I was just curious how you managed to get here because I'm a fisherman too, and I lost my boat, and I just ended up here just based on happenstance. But can you tell me a little bit more about how you got here? Do you know?
Well, he says, like I said, they attacked me from behind, and he like kind of like bows his head. He's like, look, they hit me really hard, and you can see he has like a big goose egg on the back of his head.
He's gonna look kind of shocked for a second. He's gonna run up to him and cure wounds him.
Okay, he's not like hurt.
Oh, okay.
He was just like knocked out.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
See, I still have this great visual of you just running up and he's like, "Ah, let me help you."
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's like, I got it.
He's like, look, this house is extremely dangerous. I misunderstood the danger of the house when I stayed here. I want nothing more than to get myself and everyone else out of here safely.
All right. Well, before I untie you, I need to ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
Real quick, just to be sure, because we're in a kind of a weird situation here. I found a key. Do you know what this key does? It's a weird brass key, and he like pulls it out and holds it up in front of him.
He's like, can you get my hands? Maybe I can take a better look.
He's gonna kind of like take a second and be like, "You can't just see it from here."
I mean, yeah, but like, okay. I mean, yeah, have it your way. So he just like scooches
he'll
over
move
to get
closer to him and be like, hold it up to him.
Yeah. He's like, I mean, not gonna lie, this is pretty weird. But I don't know. It looks like a door key to me.
Perhaps the door you just bashed down.
I guess maybe.
It's likely.
Brute force my way in.
Second question: are you 18?
Oh my god! Here we go.
I've been trying to interject that for the last 5 minutes.
And then
This sounds like a bad porn setup.
Oh no! I'm stuck under the bed, stepbrother.
Thank you, Mr. Snakecock.
Mr. Snake Shaft. All right, now's a good time to break from Davrin's. What are you guys doing?
So we're looking at like staircase leads up. We're looking at a eastern fork, western fork situation.
You got east, you got west, and you got north.
All right.
That's the upstairs, right?
I just want to have.
But we're all still downstairs.
No, that's
So,
in
and
addition
there's
to-
also an upstairs.
No, I'm in Snake
Oh,
Shaft's
so-
downstairs.
But so the layout of the house is the same both ways. You
Yes.
got north, east, and west, and
Yeah,
then
you guys are at like the center
Stairs.
of an upside down T.
right.
I just
and
want to
that
make
the staircase goes up, but there's also
And
a
there's
passage
also a
behind
T,
it.
upside down T up there.
Okay.
have Mock make mention that most times when there's bad guys or ghost or labs or anything, it's downstairs.
Is there a downstairs?
You don't see it downstairs yet.
Okay.
So actually, I want to address the captain real quick. So Captain, to be very clear as to what our mission is to be, we just need to be eradicating this house. Is that to be correct?
Well, that'll be the prime directive of Saltmarsh. So yes, that is what we should be doing for them. But
Because personally, I am not to be wanting to be here very long. DC is not to be a good place.
your captain, however, is requesting that we find this philosopher's stone.
Understood.
So
I agree.
Delivering our
Well,
primary objectives, lads.
Captain, I am to be following your direction under this one.
All right.
so Big Nick pipes up for a second. So we don't see a downstairs, but it is very common, at least as far as Big Nick knows, that most stairs typically are built on top of each other. So usually the upstairs and the downstairs stairs are like, you know,
Stands to reason, yeah.
right, like that
Not to
Z
be
kind of pattern or
confused with
whatever.
the sideways stairs.
Can you have him roll a carpentry check?
Big Nick is just extremely knowledgeable about architecture. I'm giving him this one.
Well,
So-
in his defense, with his size, he kind of needs to be.
I do. I need to know how houses are built so I don't break them all.
It just
fair
falls to the damn floor.
So that sets up that I don't understand because I believe Daffrin pointed out clearly that the house was built pretty well and there could be a basement, should be a basement.
Just from what
probably.
I could see, though.
Right, just from the observation. But it stands to reason there should be a basement.
Yeah.
Right? And, I mean, any house like this does. And typically, you'll have a basement. The stairs will either be under the main stairs to go up the stairs or in, like, the kitchen. Or the thought crosses Big Nick's mind that this might be one of them weird houses with a trap door.
Okay.
So, like, some hidden entrances or something. So I'm going to look for that.
Okay, in this entrance, you can check. You do not find any secret trapdoors in this room.
That's the main corridors.
Yes.
Okay.
However, by carefully studying the pattern of the floorboards, you feel more confident that you could detect if a trapdoor was in
Another room.
one of these rooms. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to look for the kitchen.
Okay.
I'll follow him.
I was gonna say, as you start moseying towards the kitchen, hey, Captain, if I am to be making a request, I can be to be making a trapdoor myself.
He's turning into a trapdoor.
I'm the trapdoor.
Hey, roll me over. I'm a trapdoor!
I'm pickle trapdoor.
So we're gonna smash cut right on back to Daffrin.
No.
and Ned.
Basically, I'm implying I want to blast a hole in the floor.
Right, I followed you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, speaking of
So-
smash, come back to smash Ned.
Smash this snake shaft.
So you're talking to Ned, and he's in the middle of a story talking about like he has a mentor that's a merchant, and so he's like a couple years in the business, so he's still learning a lot of things. He asks about your like fishing career, and so yeah, he's in the middle of the story talking about like prices aren't good like these days, like given the volatility of the market in Saltmarsh, you just don't know if you're going to make any money. And
Yeah,
he's
well,
like,
there's so many vendors too, just around the area.
it's like
as
I'm
well.
sure the price of herring,
Just casual conversation with a dude who's bound up.
yeah, he's kind of dropped it, seeing that like you're kind of sensitive about untying him. So he's just like, well, shit, I haven't had somebody to talk to in a little while.
Let's just put this
Yeah,
gag
so
back.
Daffrin's gonna sit there and he's like, well, he's like, yeah, I've made a modest living as a fisherman, but like since losing my father and everything and the boat, I just needed some time to I just needed to decompress a little bit.
Felt like a call to adventure.
You could say so, kind of indefinitely in the past hour or two.
I mean, well, hear me out. Have you considered a merchant's life?
I did. I did. I really, honestly, if I could just be just a legendary fisherman, I really want to just take my boat, sail around. I want to call it the Glittering Prize, go around and I want to catch a kraken. I want to catch a kraken. I saw one drag my father off our boat. I want to catch one. I want to kill it. I want to cut it open. He's gonna take a second and recenter. He's like, sorry, I know. And he's gonna take part of his spear. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna cut you open, but before I do, I need to ask you what have you noticed about this house? Because based on just a cursory glance I saw, I didn't really see anything too really bad about it. But I just want to know what are your thoughts about it so far?
Well, I thought it was good enough to stay the night in, but I was clearly wrong. it was a horrible mistake to stay here. And as you like loosen his bonds, he kind of like stands up and like shakes the soreness out, like rubs his head. He's like, look, this place is more dangerous than I thought, and basically I want to get back to Saltmarsh, and like we need to share our story about like how dangerous this place is. Like people should not be here under any circumstances.
Okay, well,
Well, we've heard that before in this campaign.
so he's like, well, follow me, my group down here. We can probably get you some help. And
You have others?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Of course.
We only have 2 so far, but we can get you down there to help out.
Okay. Yeah.
He's gonna go like, Captain.
He's like, wait, they stripped me. Let me look around for my stuff.
Okay.
Do
Do you need any help?
I don't think so, but
But he did get stuck under the bed.
Research his bag
he's
of
like,
holding.
go find the others. I'll meet up with you in a second. I'm just gonna
Okay.
grab my stuff.
So Daffron's gonna kind of. He's still really unsure about all that stuff. Is there any chance I could? Is there any
You
checks?
like sneaky, like
Because I'm walking out, but like I'm keeping my like eyes like kind of trained.
make a perception check.
Fuck my. That's a 10.
Fuck your snake shaft.
So no, he walks with you like back towards the balcony. So he's coming the same way you are, and then you get to the balcony. So he hasn't like left you yet.
Okay.
He's still in his underwear.
So I'm gonna call for the captain and be like, Captain,
Aye, lad.
I found something up here. I think I could use your help.
Captain kind of just like shambles. He's kind of grumbling. This ain't no philosopher's stone. I can't wait.
Yeah,
He just kind of like clambers up.
By the time you get up, you see a man in his underwear like dragging a backpack behind him, and then like he like opens up the sack and is like putting some like light like traveling merchant's leather on.
You're
look
a
over and say-
changed man, Port.
I'm gonna look over. It's like, man said he was from a merchant. He was coming down from Seaton to go to Saltmarsh, but it sounded a little bit weird. He said he was trapped in the house.
He's like
overnight.
pulling his pants up. He like reaches out a hand awkwardly to shake yours. Ned Snakeshaft, traveling merchant. Pleasure.
Captain just kind of does one of these. Kind of like looks at us. Kind of looks from his feet up to his head, back down to his feet, and goes, "I bet you are, lad."
Yeah, he's like trying to slip on a boot. He's like, "Look, I told your friend here." He's like, "Whoever or whatever knocked me out here. This place is incredibly dangerous. You don't understand."
Well, that'll be why they sent us here to fix that for you.
He's like, "Look, I don't know what they're paying you, but it can't be near enough."
Go on.
No, I mean it's just dangerous. You shouldn't be here.
All right. Well, if it gets a little bit hairy for us, we'll be turning tail and running, just as you're keen to do, I imagine.
Preferably, but I'd like to see to it that, you're safe until then.
How you gonna see to it, that?
Well, I guess I reckon more eyes, will see more threats, I guess. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it.
More hands make less work.
So I was like, he's like, well, yeah, like you can watch my back, I'll watch yours, so to speak. If I'm by myself, I'll probably get attacked again. Who knows what they'll do to me this time?
I'm gonna look over at Captain too, be like, there's strength in numbers too. He seems on the up and up to me, but I'm still a little bit weary.
Captain's kind of looking him up and down, and he's after he takes a couple seconds, he goes, "Mark."
Mock hears Captain yelling from in.
You guys are like
where-
right at the top of the balcony, like looking over.
from the kitchen. He kind of walks out into the foyer and looks up and is like, "What's going on?"
Mark, meet your new friend, Mr. Cobra Dick. You're gonna be conjoined at the hip for the rest of this expedition.
At that point, Daffron looks upset.
Quick pause. You two in the kitchen. You get into the
Francis
kitchen.
and myself? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
You two. So you find a staircase that goes up, and then you find a staircase that goes up in the kitchen.
Are there any like cabinetry that's open or anything like that?
Before that, kitchen was which corridor?
North.
North. Okay.
Straight north. The kitchen is dirty and damp with patches of gray mold and cobwebs on the floor and ceiling. In the southwest corner is some iron cooking equipment with a chimney above. Next to it, under the window, is a cracked and discolored stone sink. To the right of the sink, a small closed wooden cupboard is fixed to the wall about 5 feet above floor level. Against the far wall, a flight of wooden stairs lead upward from west to east. The woodwork of the staircase is decayed and a few of the treads are missing.
Does it look like anybody has been here within recent time?
Roll a survival check.
Both of us.
Or
No, this probably just me.
roll an investigation or survival check.
Ooh, I'll do investigation.
Okay.
That is a 22.
All right. Okay. Did you? Oh, okay. Disregard. Okay. You find some tracks on the floor in the dust.
Okay.
So yes, someone has been through here.
Recently?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Side note: we don't know. He and I don't know about anything that's going on upstairs.
That's correct.
Correct.
Okay, so does it look like there's any, like, say, bags of flour or just any sign of habitation
No.
in this kitchen?
No foodstuffs at all.
Yeah, so people have been through here, but
You see
it's
somebody.
not been lived in for a while.
It looks like the tracks of somebody had walked up to the sink, and another set of tracks lead to the sink, and then one set of tracks leads away from the sink, and there's some drag marks away from the sink.
Okay.
Which direction?
Away.
Just
from the
away.
sink.
No, like particular.
Towards
Towards
the
the
south.
stairs.
Oh, yeah, towards the
So
foyer.
towards the south,
Towards where it came from.
where you came from. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said there was just the stairs up. There's no other. There's no trapdoor or anything. I can't see
Correct.
anything.
Yeah. No
Okay.
trapdoor in here.
So I, as I mentioned to the captain, I can be making a trapdoor in the floor.
So
For us, if you are to be wanting that.
you are able to track the tracks out of the kitchen and follow them. Now that you have you're looking for them, you can see them.
Even though Nick is really interested at getting into the basement, Nick is more interested. His attention's divided because I know that all 5,000 pounds of myself are not going to get up these stairs. They're a little moldy for that, a little rotty. So I'm split on trying to go up the stairs but follow the tracks. So I'm not going to get up the stairs. So I'm going to follow the tracks, and I'm going to suggest to Francis we should follow these tracks.
I am to be following you.
Okay.
So we
you
got out
guys
of the kitchen.
meet back up with the rest of the party in the foyer, in the entrance hall. Just as Ned Snakeshaft is being introduced. So you had said Cobra Dick. Did you have anything else to say to him?
Yeah, so Captain doesn't trust this guy as far as he can throw him, so that's
Okay.
why he's gonna kind of bring Mock over to his side and just kind of tell him, hey, for a guy who's so eager to get out of here, he seems awfully interested in sticking around with us inside of the house. So basically, if he he kind of tells Mock, he's kind of telling Mock if he even looks at one of them wrong, just to give him the old business end to your sword there.
Give him the old rear naked choke.
So Mock just kind of puts an arm up on this guy's shoulder and he says, "Mr. Snakecock, you're coming with me."
Oh boy.
So
He shrugs.
I was gonna
I've heard
say,
worse.
as he's walking away, because I assume that we didn't really get an introduction to this guy. Does he look like he is nourished at all?
No, he doesn't look starved or anything. I don't think I understand the purpose of your question.
Okay, so
He wants to feed him.
no.
Snake shaft.
he wants to feed Snakeshaft the
So,
Cobra Dick.
so obviously, so you're walking off with Mr. Snakecock over here. And so it's just the four of us remaining. Who was to be the person that found this man?
He's gonna kind of look over again. I was like, I found him. He's up in the east corridor. He was tied up and looked like he was bound and gagged.
And that is to be very hot.
Well, we did find in the kitchen. We did find some drag marks.
Where are you taking him?
Just down to the foyer.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. Yeah,
I did
yourself.
that.
He's like, finally, somebody with some sense. Like, this place is dangerous. Like,
No. Before we
I don't know
do
what
that,
else to say.
I have a couple questions for him about the man who was just escorted out of the room.
okay.
How long did he say he was to have been here?
He said he was only here for about a couple hours after, because he said he was followed here, and then he was knocked out, and then he came to just as I guess he was awake just as I went upstairs, and then he was calling out.
Interesting. We were to have been finding footprints and drag marks in the kitchen, so I guess we are to be assuming that man was the one who was dragged into the house.
Maybe. Because I just went upstairs, I didn't notice, but then I take out a key. It's like I found this key too. I don't know where that might go. Did you find anything in the? Did they go in the basement?
We
haven't
haven't
found
it
it
yet.
yet.
Okay, they didn't
If
find
there is
anything.
one,
Okay.
yes.
I've been looking really hard.
He's gonna pull out this key. He's like, I found this key. He's gonna hand it over to whichever one of you would like to take it.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
But he's like, I found this key. I don't know. Maybe you could do something. I didn't spend enough time upstairs. This house kind of scares me a little bit.
Well, as far as I am to be concerned,
Finally, someone with
I am,
some sense.
I am not to be wanting to be here at all. I am actually in favor of to be burning the house to the ground as quickly as possible. But since the captain has to be suggested interest in finding this sorcerer's rock, we
Philosopher's
need to.
Stone. Close enough.
Huh?
Keep going.
Okay. Anyway. Yeah. I'm just confused now.
Just keep going. Keep going, good bud. I got you.
All right. No, since the captain has suggested interest in to be investigating for these magic rock, we need to stay here. But at the moment that it starts going hairy, I want this place to be falling to the ground, burning, being gone.
Well, I'm all for burning.
I agree. I agree with the good Francis.
And on that note, I get really excited because somebody actually acknowledges that I have a good idea.
Big Nick has an idea himself.
Okay.
So
I don't pay you for your brains, lad.
I was at first inclined to just let Francis just burn this place down from the get-go, but we've already found one hostage, so I'm a little concerned we might find more innocent people hidden.
Hostage. Keyword.
That's basically what he is right now.
We've already found
Still.
one person here that doesn't need to be here, so I don't want the whole place to burn down right now before we investigate, because we might murder some innocent people. Not a good plan.
Yeah.
However,
Maybe.
Nick.
On the contrary.
However, Nick does understand the necessity to prepare for a very hasty escape and burning down of the building. So, he's only got. That was a burp, by the way, for everyone listening.
Thank you for the
I
demonstration.
think so. Nick's going to look over at Francis, and I'm going to say, I really want to burn this place down too.
Yes.
But we have to make sure there's no one else alive in here before we burn it down, or at least no one else alive that's innocent.
Understood.
So what I think we might want to invest our time in is preparing to burn this place down.
Yes. So, from my experience, I am to be understanding that the best place to set a structure on fire is from the base.
Okay, so while this preparation is happening,
All right. Yeah.
we're gonna cut to the other discussion.
Okay.
What's the captain doing?
The captain is. You guys found the kitchen already on the north end, right?
It was north, right?
All right. Captain right now is kind of doing a cursory glance of the eastern and western fork.
The western fork so the eastern. I'll start with the eastern fork. Eastern fork appears to be like 2 larger bedrooms. The western fork appears to be maybe a couple of studies and what looks like a large den or like living room area.
All right. So like Captain's got fucking dollar bills on his eyes right now. So Captain thinks that the best shot to start looking for this stone is going to be in the den area.
Okay.
So while these two are having their little arsonists anonymous meeting, he's going to signal to Mock and Port to kind of follow him
The
to the lobby.
anarchists they're writing the anarchists code.
Right. Yeah. I was gonna say there's no anonymity to this
As
discussion.
they're about to Eiffel Tower fucking snake ship, snake shaft.
No,
snake
he's with me.
Snake shit.
Oh my god. All right, so yeah,
It keeps getting worse.
okay, so you enter the living area. Oh no, that's not the living area. Huh. What do they call it?
Den?
The living area. What do they call 2 rooms? The living area. That's ridiculous. A door in the north wall leads to a small patio inside the living area. The paving cracked and overrun with weeds. Other than a pile of refuse in the southeast corner, this room is bare. Big Nick, are you here?
We're in the foyer.
Foyer. Okay, so they kind of like leave to go check out the living area.
Well, at least we're not by ourselves. And they took Snake Dig with them.
I was under the impression that you had Snake Dig with you.
No, Mock's got him.
Mock's got him.
No.
I got one truck.
So
So
these 3 plus Snake Dick are
So we're
in the living
splitting the
room.
party.
Yeah.
So you guys are still in the foyer. You like conclude your prep for arson,
Yeah, us 3 are together.
and then you realize you're kind of.
I was with them now. They called me over.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So you 2 are kind of alone in the foyer. Do you want to like catch up, or do you want to like stay there and like look for something else?
I feel like we were going to stay behind and prepare for the worst.
Right.
Okay.
The base
I'm
is the
addicted
key
to
word.
splitting the
we're
party,
still
guys.
looking.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
We're
So-
still looking for the basement
okay.
or how to get there.
Yeah. There's a chimney in this room. Really not much else. Some like smashed furniture. Just like splinters of wood, basically at this point. Is there anything you want to look for?
Go ahead, Mock.
I want to look for everything.
That's why we pay the big bucks.
Go ahead and roll.
That certainly narrows it down.
Is there any chance I could help
If you're
him?
looking for everything, you're going to succeed.
This is already a philosophical like argument.
19.
19.
Is there any chance I could look as well, just so I can burn my guardian as well for that?
Yeah, do it.
I feel like I got a +4.
I'm just gonna let them look for everything.
So that's a. Oh my god. Okay, that's like a 15.
I saw that.
Well, because it was a 6 plus my modifier. 'cause I got
No,
the-
that's not what I'm talking about. With your 19, you get, you see the tracks that had been discovered by the other members of your party, but not shared. So you discover new tracks that lead to a spot in the floor that disappear, strangely, into a sort of square in the floorboard pattern.
Well, it looks like we might have some hidden entrance here. We can try and bash it in.
Should I smash it?
Yeah. You also see one set of tracks that leads to the chimney and then back.
Captain's gonna go look at the chimney real quick.
Okay. You find a loose stone.
What can I discern from this stone?
You take the stone out, and there's a small cavity in the fireplace. Inside is a small leather pouch containing 2 pieces of cut blue quartz worth 10 gold each.
Nice.
So 20 gold worth of rock.
Do we see this as well?
I mean, he takes out a little pouch and like pulls out some
Okay.
blue rocks. 2 blue rocks.
Captain's gonna chuck a rock to you and a rock to Mock. Ooh. Got that Mock rock.
Paying them dividends.
Mighty kind of you.
Daffrin's gonna kind of take a look at this. Like, do you think this was a dead drop, by any chance? Because I would assume, like, as he is a kind of like a fish merchant, he might have some idea of just people leaving kind of sort of payments as.
You especially would know what a dead drop is. Maybe.
The captain probably does.
I was gonna say yeah.
His
dead-
handler
does not.
His handler is a little unsure.
yeah.
Dead drop is like when you're doing an illicit crime or illicit crime. Yeah, because that's all crime is illicit.
Yes.
So if you're
Only
like
if you get
doing
caught.
a drug run and you have
It's
a
a place
stash of
where
drugs, the dead drop is where you have the payment. hidden. So you hide the payment and you hide the drugs, usually in different places.
So we know who's into illicit materials in this house.
Well, Big Nick was the one that did find the psilocybin mushrooms first.
I was talking about the players.
So it could be normally dead drops are marked a little easier, but maybe this is an extremely clever operation.
Interesting.
You said that was worth 10 gold, by the way?
10 gold each.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So now at this point, Captain's interested in this area that is obviously different from the rest of the floorboard.
Yeah. So pretty quickly you can determine there's like one of the boards is actually a latch. So you pull up on the one board and it will open into a basement.
Cool. Captain wants to check out the bedroom before we descend into the basement.
Okay. You just want to leave the living room?
Yeah, for now.
Okay. So you walk around the trapdoor. You pass Big Nick and Francis. You go head back towards the east.
Working hard, hardly working.
With the floorboards like creaking the whole way, just like a parade of everybody falling through.
Did
still
he
time.
mention that he found the trapdoor?
Don't mention it.
He does not mention that he found
Okay.
a trapdoor.
Because that's the only thing I've been looking for this whole time.
I know.
Yeah, so you've got 2 doors.
He wants
that
to
you can
give
choose
you the
from.
benefit of finding it yourself.
Do you want the
So
closer
are you
door
gonna
or
give
the
us a
farther
hint?
door?
We'll go for the closest one. Occam's razor today.
The closer door
We're operating blind, buddy.
is you open it up and it appears to be like a seating room. The only thing of note in this room is a clump of tiny red mushrooms growing around a fireplace in a semicircular formation. Otherwise, the room is completely bare.
Oh,
Man, they're
Simmons, what's your guy's name?
Francis?
Francis!
Yes, Captain.
He kind of points to the mushrooms and goes, "That's your job, right?"
Yeah. So I scurry on in. I give the mushrooms a whiff. In order to determine whether or not they are toxic. So I would like to do a check to see if they're toxic.
Survival.
Survival. All right. That is a 7.
Christ.
They are called Eye of the Tiger mushrooms.
Eye of the tiger mushroom.
Do they have a will to fight?
Dun 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 dun.
Okay, so with this music in the background, I am going to stash the mushrooms.
Rising up.
God, I don't know the lyrics, or I would just be Whitney Houston this. Whitney Houston? Houston?
Eye of the Tiger by Whitney Houston.
Yes.
So Francis has like,
Okay, so
Oh, this is breaking down fast.
all right,
right.
so Francis harvests as many mushrooms as he can. Tell me how many he manages.
A handful.
A handful. So one satchel worth of
Indiscriminate tiny red mushrooms.
Eye of the tiger mushrooms. Okay, thank you.
all right, and the captain has one more request for Francis,
Yes, Captain.
and he kind of brings him in close and goes, "Now, all this ogre wanted to do today was to find this trap door
Yes.
and show us how proud he was to find it. We found one before him, so if you'll take him into the den, close up the trap door, and have him discover it organically, it'll make his day.
Yes, Captain. I will to be doing that immediately.
Toddle off then with you."
I scurry off and I just like bolt to the other room to shut the trap door.
So the trapdoor was not opened yet.
Oh,
So
okay.
I just told you the mechanism with which to open
okay,
it.
you know what? I'm gonna play with that. So Francis gets to the room and he's looking for the trapdoor and he can't find it.
Mock is just watching and shaking his head.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm gonna walk over to Big Nick over here.
Don't look for a trapdoor in the living room.
Nick, I was told that there is not a trapdoor in this room, so we should go look at it.
I noticed a couple of the mushrooms poking out from his bag. And I ask if he's eaten those recently.
Not yet.
Okay. Because you sound like you're a little high there, bud.
I want to be.
Well, I'll humor you. Let's go look at this not a trap door.
Okay.
Yes.
You walk in and there's you've been like following the tracks. You can see that there's tracks that lead to a square in the floor. A couple lead to a chimney and back.
Right. So I already see the stone missing. So I figure, okay, whatever. And none of the other stones look loose.
Everything's falling apart in this house. Like,
Look loose enough to be of any. Okay, stone, whatever, chimney. I look at the trap door, see if I can. Because sometimes trapdoors, the mechanism is on them. So let's look there and see if I can notice the mechanism on the trapdoor itself.
yeah, now that you can see it, one of the basically it's like a counter spring or something. You lift up on one of the floorboards, and it pulls the rest of the door up in the opposite direction.
Cool, so trapdoor's open now.
As you reach to touch it and lift up, a booming, fiendish voice yells spoken in a loud and malevolent voice. Welcome, fools. Welcome to your deaths. Can I have a DC 12 wisdom save from everybody in the house?
Oh, everybody hears that.
Everybody hears it.
See, I was kind of hoping that it was just us two because that would have been funny.
It would be kind of
How do I do that?
You have to beat a 12. You roll
20.
D20 plus your wisdom save.
That's bad.
Captain rolled a 14.
Nice.
I rolled a 12 on the dot.
You're good.
D20 plus wisdom.
Plus wisdom save.
18.
You're good.
It's a -2. It was a crit fail.
21.
So, Big Nick is the only one who is affected by this. You have disadvantage on all ability checks for an hour because you are so scared of this voice.
You're gonna hear Daffrin just say, "God damn it!"
Sounds like your dad.
Shit.
Not like your.
They've intimidated the intimidator.
Big Nick's dad. Yeah. So, with that, I'm gonna leave this on a cliffhanger. The voice echoes through the house and down into the basement and up into the attic and out over the water. The downpour outside, the thunderstorm begins to let up. And we see that the sun shines brightly on the dark house, but something dark and evil slithers in the dark. And we'll discover that next week.
Oh, the storm cleared up. We're good. See you guys.
Yeah. So,
Oh, man.
Damn.
we'll pick it up again soon.
What?
You are on my cable.
Good night, snake cock.
Cobra cock.
All right.
And as I asked before, does anyone have any closing comments before I stop recording?
Truly, it's not bourbon.
And with that, we're signing off.
Are you recording right now? Okay, cool. Simmons. Hey, roll me over. Simmons. Hey, guess what? I'm a pickle. I'm Pickle Krog. It's the Salty Boys. And I will always love you. And truly, it's not bourbon. And etching.